everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy holidays. I hope you all enjoyed the holidays with your family. And those of you who couldn't, I hope you had a peaceful and safe day. Today I'm doing a full face of e.l.f. cosmetics. So I have everything. I have eyeshadows and mascara. I have foundation, concealer, powder, face products, brushes, sponges. The only thing I didn't have was brow products. So unfortunately, I had to do my brows with another brand, but other than that, I do have all e.l.f. products here. So let's begin. I'm going to start with a priming spray. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer Mist. What I like about it is it's nice and light. So I'm going to prime my skin with that. I'm going to move directly with the eyes, so that way in case we have any fallout, then I can correct that before I do my facial products. So I'm going to bring my mirror in close. This is what you're seeing here is my mirror. And I'm going to start with some concealer. So right now I have the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer. This is brand new. I didn't have any concealer in my collection. I had a few things from e.l.f. in my collection, but I didn't have that. So I'm just going to take this packaging off. Wow, there we go. I'm just going to take the packaging off the concealer. Okay, and mine's in the shade Fair Beige. And I'm going to use this on my lids. Instead of I don't have any e.l.f. shadow primer, so I'm going to use the concealer on my lids. And this is just a SusanTB brush. And I'm just spreading that all over the lid area as a base for my shadow. Okay. So to set my lids, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow palettes. I have Rose Water and I have Acai. And so what I'm going to do is set my lids with the matte shade in this Rose Water palette. And I'm just going to take, I'm using, I don't have any e.l.f. eye brushes. So right now I'm just using the brushes that I currently have. This one is a Morphe crease brush. And I'm just going to dip into that shade and just set the lids with that. And it'll act as a transition shade as well. And I'm not going to go all the way up to the brow, just below, like so. It's a pretty shade. And just set all over the lid and into the crease. And for this, I just kind of go in windshield wiper motions. Again, all over the crease. So that sets the lids and acts as my transition shade. So now I'm going to take another brush and I'm going to darken up. And I'm going to darken up my lid a little bit. And I'm going to go in the Acai palette, I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's like a purpley color right there. And I'm just going to take a dab of that on the brush. And this is a Nabla N305 shadow brush. And I'm just going to start and darken the actual natural lid with this. And then bring it up a little bit. Like so. I'm going to start in the natural crease, windshield wiper motions, and now that it's been in there and most of the color's off, I'm going to start to edge up now and darken up that upper crease area. So that it looks like that. Okay, now going back into the Rosewater palette, I'm going to take a flat shader brush, and this is a Luxie Small Shader 245, and I'm going back into my Rosewater palette, and I'm going to take this really gorgeous mid-tone pink shimmer and put that on my lids. Yeah, that I don't think is doing anything on its own. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a spritz with my priming mist. And we're gonna foil that shadow. See if we can get better payout. Okay, I think that's gonna be better. Oh yeah, much better. There we go. Can you see that? So much better when you foil that. I mean, they're gorgeous shades. It's just sometimes those shimmers need a little extra help. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. So there you have it. That's gorgeous. So now I'm going to darken up my outer V, and I'm going to just use a little Morphe brush here. It came in a 5-piece set, and it's just a very small, tapered blending brush. And I'm going to go into this, this same shade here that we used initially to darken the crease, and I'm going to use a little more of that to further darken and create that outer V. So I'm going to take it down. And then I'm going to start to bring it up and over. Do you see how that's now darkened that up? Let's do the other eye. And then we'll bring it up. Now keep in mind, your outer V has to be emphasized a little more when you have hooded eyes. So most people who have, you know, lids that don't have that major hood can get away with a little V. But when you have hooded eyes, you really kind of have to emphasize that a little bit more. And see, you can see why I wanted to do the eyes first. I've got some sort of fall down here and here, which is fine, easily correctable. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush that had my transition shade, and I'm really just going to sort of blend all of that so it's seamless. Okay, so then for under the eyes, I'm going to use another brush in that Morphe set. This is just an angled liner brush. And I'm going to go in to that same shade there and just bring that under the eyes. And don't forget to connect it to your shadow here so that it's all copacetic. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to do a little cleanup. And we're going to put a little mascara on. I like creating sort of a bit of a line there when I'm cleaning up. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty. That shade, that purple, is just so pretty. Okay, now let's move on to mascara. So what I have here is the Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara. So it says volume that hits all the high notes. This formula's intensely rich pigments easily coat lashes for a bigger and bolder look. The sleek, flexible wand hugs every single lash with both vertical and horizontal bristles to amplify, define, and add dimension. That sounds very promising. Let's see what we have here. That's what the packaging looks like. This is the wand. Let's see what the bristle looks like. Oh, yeah. There you go. There's the bristle. Looks really good, really promising. It's not a very dry formula. Again, very promising. I think rather than using my desk mirror, I'm going to use my handheld mirror. I can get a little closer to the lashes. So here we go. What I'm doing initially is just kind of wiggling the wand at the base. I don't like to do that the whole time because I want to build length as well. And it is a little bit of a messy mascara. It's transferring to the lid, but that once it dries, I can flick that off. So there's one coat. I'm going to go in and do another coat. One of the things I like about it is when you pull it out, the stopper really pulls a lot of excess mascara off the wand. I'm trying to sort of build a little length here with the tip. Okay, that's 2 coats. Let's go in and do the other eye. I do have to curl the lashes on my left eye because they just come, as I've said many times, they come straight out and just kind of tip up at the end. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes, give them a bunch of good squeezes. And I actually do it middle, left, and right. There we go. Now let's go in with this eye. And I'm not going to worry about transfer because, as I said, I'll clean that up. The one thing I notice about this is this little spikes I mentioned in the description on the packaging. You can feel them. And they almost feel a tiny bit uncomfortable. But if you can get past that, just wiggle that at the base to gain some volume. Okay, that's 1 coat. My lashes on my left eye are almost non-existent yet, and the ones on my right eye here are longer. I have to get into the habit of using a serum to grow these lashes because they're just so small. Wow, I mean, these lashes are like non-existent. Let me see if I can focus some of the formula at the tips of my lashes. Wow. Yeah, I'm not seeing a great deal of length here. I do have a lot of transfer on the lids that I'll have to clean off. Okay, what did I do with my wipe? Let me get another one. Now, I did get a little here and here, but I can... Okay, let's move on to the complexion now. Okay, so I used the primer mist. Now I'm going to go in with the foundation. This is the Color Correcting Full Coverage Natural Finish Camo CC Cream. And mine is in the shade Fair, 150C. So let's take this out. I've been interested in trying this. I'm always looking for a good full coverage foundation. So there's the tube. Okay, it's got a great little pump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to buff it in with the e.l.f. buffing foundation brush, and then I'm going to use the sponge. This is what it looks like dry. This is what it looks like wet. And I'm going to use this just to make sure everything is blended well. Okay, that looks a little bit dark, but we'll see. Wow, for a fair, this is looking a little dark. Okay, let's see. The key is how it blends on the face. Oh, man. The color is fair, 150. First of all, it's too dark to be fair, and look at how orange it is. Well, this is a test, so we're going to give it a try and see how. I mean, is it full coverage? You bet it is. Look at that. But it is real orangey. Oh, not what I expected. Goodness gracious, that is not at all what I expected. Wow. Not what I expected. But you know what? We're going to make it work. All right, so I've applied with the brush. Now I've got the damp sponge. And I'm just going to go in actually with the flat end and just really blend. Make sure everything is all seamless and blended in. Not a fan of the color, unfortunately. Wow. Take a little more on the back and just go over that spot. I mean, look at how flawless, though, I have to say. I mean, other than the color, I just have to get a different color, but other than the color, my skin looks really quite flawless. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. You know, I love the fact that it has SPF 30 in there. Plus, it also says it has collagen, peptides, and niacinamides, which is really, really awesome. So, I mean, it's a little more orangey than I would, would have wanted, but, we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Now we're going to go back in with the Flawless Concealer. And I'm going to apply some of that under the eyes. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. And then I'm going to use my e.l.f. Blending Perfector Concealer Brush. Oh, I'm sorry. I was blocking your view. Blended nicely. Again, I'm going to go with the tip of the sponge and just make sure that's all blended well. All right, there's that. Now you need to go in with some powder. So for powder, I have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I've been wanting to try this. It's a loose powder. So this is what it looks like. Okay. I'm going to turn it. And then it says to peel. Let me get my little tweezers. I'm going to tap some in the cover. Okay. And I'm going to go in with, this is just an AOA Studios brush that I got on Shop Miss A. And I'm going to just pick up a little of that. And just dust right here under the eye. Alrighty, and then I've got the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush, and I'm going to pick up some more of that, and I'm going to dust it on the rest of my face. Okay, so my face is set with the powder. It's a bit hard getting used to the shade of that foundation, though, I'll tell you. Wow. Okay, let's move on to face. So I had in my collection the e.l.f. Total Face Palette, and that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to use the same brush I used for the powder. I'm going to use for bronzer. So I'm going to use, this is the bronzer down here. And then I'm just going to put it right in here. What I like about the bronzer is that it's light. It's not very dark. Sometimes, you know, I'll get a bronzer and it'll look fine, but the minute I go to put it on, it's too dark. I've had to declutter and pass those other ones along to family that were darker skinned than I was. So I always like to put bronzer on my neck. It just kind of, it's the total, you know, look. Now I'm going to go into a blush brush, and I'm just using this little one. This is just a little blush brush. A Sigma brush here that I could use. I'm going to use the Sigma. This is a soft blending brush, and I'm going to pick up the blush up here. And just sweep it over the cheeks. I don't like a lot of blush, so that's pretty. It's just, I don't like a lot of like in your face blush. Okay. Blush and bronzer is on. Now for highlighter. This is just a Moda brush, and I'm going to pick up the highlighter right up here. This one right here. And let's see. That's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, there we go. And then what I like to do is to take a powder brush and just kind of sweep over everything and make sure it's all blended in. I mean, you can use a damp sponge, but I prefer to do that after I apply my setting spray. So face and the eyes are done. Let's set the face. This is the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist, which is long lasting. So let's see. Let's see how this sprayer is. Let's see. I'll just hold it out a little longer. I love the scent of that. It's a real coconut scent, not an artificial coconut scent. And then I'm going to take my wet sponge and just kind of go over everything where the spray hit. And now let's get into lips. So for lips, these little Ride or Die lip balms. I have this one in Tough Cookie, and I have this one in Roseberry Balm. I think I'm going to use the Roseberry Balm. They've got a nice little safety seal. And I'm going to squeeze a little out. Oh, it's firm. Wow, that's like really hard, but I don't, yeah, there's no color. Okay, let me get a tissue here. There was a little firm piece there. Let's see if it comes out a little better now. No. Okay, not a fan of these. This one just doesn't want to come out. I'm going to go back into the Roseberry. The Bossberry, I should say. And I'm going to pull some out here. It's a very thick balm. I'm really not too happy with that. What I'm going to do is line my lips and then put some on. I just want I'm going to use my Thrive. I don't have an e.l.f. lip liner, so I'm going to use my Thrive lip liner. Okay. I've got my lip liner on. Let's go back in with some more of this balm. Oh, I think I'm actually seeing some color come out. Okay, there's the finished look. And unfortunately, these balms are very, very firm. So it takes a while to get them going and to be able to get some color payoff. So that was my full face of Elf. I really liked the way the eyes came out. So pretty. I love that purple with that beautiful shimmery pink on the lid. Okay. So the mascara, you know, I unfortunately did not like the mascara. Okay. So final thoughts. I liked the foundation and the concealer. The only problem with the foundation was the shade. I need to get a more neutral tone foundation. And then, I mean, I love the coverage. I really love the coverage. And the fact that it has SPF 30 is such a bonus. So I like this. I like the coverage. I don't feel dry at all. I'll probably go and try and find a more neutrally shade for this. And I might pass this one on to a family member. The concealer, I enjoyed the concealer. It blended well. Where is the concealer? I have lost the concealer. There it is. The concealer I loved. It blended well and it brightened up under the eyes a little bit. Excellent. The powder, I liked the powder. It really set everything, but it didn't look powdery. This palette I've had in my collection, so I know I love that. So as far as the shadows go, I do love these shadows. They look really nice on the eye. I didn't have to do too much building up of the shadows, only the shimmery ones in this palette. The shimmery one, I did have to foil that because I wanted the impact on the lid. But these, I already have those. I had those in my collection, so I know I love those. And come the lips. You know, I did buy these two shades for the video, but I find that the balm is just that. It's a stiff balm. And in the beginning, you don't get much color. As you can see on my lips, all you can basically see is the lip liner I used. But, you know, I'll keep using them and to see if, you know, to see if I can really get the color to pay off. But pretty shades. You know, I love this shade on a very natural day. And this one for today's look would have been really pretty. I'm going to keep trying with those. And then the setting spray, the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. It's not a strong mist by any means. It's a light mist, but it's not a fine mist. And when you're spraying it, you can feel the light mist on the face, but then in between you feel the drops. I will continue to use it though. I did enjoy it. It smells like heavenly, like fresh coconut. The brushes that I purchased, I will continue using. Love those. The sponges, I ended up getting the Frosted Marshmallow Sponge Trio for this video. And this blue sponge came in this. So I still have these two sponges left to try. I've got a little baby one here, and then I've got another face sponge there. Loved the sponge. It is so soft and squishy. As you can see, it did grow to a nice big size when wet, and it did a good job of blending. Very happy with the sponge. So yeah, I mean, that's it. That's today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. I appreciate it. And please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you're advised of all my future uploads. I will be uploading again starting this week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I've decided that here and there I'm going to throw a bonus video in. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're advised of all my future uploads. And I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will be throwing some bonus videos in here and there. I have a new series that'll be starting this week. Hope you'll enjoy that. Looking forward for you to see that. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.